Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Sports. I'm Alex Martin and I'm here with our legendary men's track and field coach, Aaron Smith. How are you doing today?
Good. I don't know about legendary, but thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So to start us off here today, you're going into your 6th year as the men's track and field coach. What type of coaching techniques have you learned and changed throughout the years?
Just one of the main things I think that I learned early on is you just got to be consistent with everything. So, like, if you consistently show up, you're going to do well in what you do. Another coach from Mount Vernon, he'd been there for almost 50 years. He retired recently. He asked me what kind of diet works. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, the one you stick to. I'll change things, tweak things here and there to make small things better. Like when I first started coaching, I found a warm-up routine, and then I think I changed it a couple years later. Then I changed the strength routine one year, and then I've changed the warm-up routine again. So just trying to find things that not like completely change, but just like kind of fine tune a little bit.
Yeah, I get the little nitpicks.
Exactly. So just kind of get better, but just try to still do the same things, and we'll see results from that.
Okay. Along with that, how do you feel you've changed the program for track and field here at Greenfield-Central?
That's a good question. Maybe one of the things would be, I know the coach before me was here for a while, but I think when I was in high school, I had 3 coaches in 4 years. And so just the consistency, like when you have the same coach year after year after year, you know what to expect, and when you see that, like I said earlier, if you're staying consistent with everything, that's when you really see the improvements. You might not see it first year, second year, but third and fourth year, you see that. And I would say probably the biggest thing, especially track and field, I only do one piece. I do the distance piece. And so we've seen a lot of success in a lot of the other areas. And so I would say the majority of that is my assistant coaches. They've done a great job. We have Coach Jay with our sprints and jumps, and they've seen a lot of success. We have Coach Gray with throws, and she's an amazing coach. She does a really good job. And so just a lot of our assistant coaches do a really good job. There's so many things, like I don't know pole vault. And so Coach Emily does pole vault, and they've definitely improved there. So like that's something that I couldn't do. So I think one of the big things is just making sure that we have good coaches in the right place that can help people become better athletes and better people, because they really care about them and want to see the best. And so I think for me, it's not so much what I've done. It's more of like, hey, we've got great people and what they've been doing as well. It's kind of a team effort, I would say.
Yeah. And as some people may know, you're a math teacher here at our school. What I was wondering was, being a teacher, how does the relationship with your athletes change from in the classroom to out on the track?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. I like to be, and again, I'll use the word consistency. I don't like to be a different person one place and another place. Now, sometimes the situation like warrants that, but I want to be the transparent. I want to be the same person, whether I'm in the classroom, whether I'm on the track, so they know like what to expect. They're getting the same person. But obviously on the track and field team, you have different and deeper relationships, I would say. In class, you have to be there. But out here on the track, you choose to be here. So the athletes who are here because they want to be, not because they got placed into my classroom. So we'll still talk about track and field in class. It's what they care about. It's what we have in common. So we talk about that. But here we can talk about different things, and then just, you get to know those people. Basically, I say I'm just doing life with you for 4 years, or sometimes even more. Like I've had a couple guys, actually 2 guys this week, that text me and said, hey, I just ran this time for a 5K, and our high jumper who did really well, won state, he texted me. He had surgery his freshman year, so he missed his freshman season. Had jumped 7 foot as a senior. He just jumped 7'1" this past weekend. So he sent the high jump coach and myself a video of him clearing 7'1". So it's his first college PR. So it's kind of like I get 4 years with the people here, but also some of them I get longer than that. I've had another runner call me this season just to kind of see like, hey, what are you up to? How's it going? And we just got a chance to catch up. And so, like I said, it's definitely a deeper relationship. You get to know them on another level. But to me, it's like, well, now I see you in class. I see you here. I'm just seeing like the whole person. So, yeah.
And with every student athlete having their own routine, some people forget that you had to do the same thing when you were in school. So what was your routine like when you were in high school?
Yeah, so things were definitely a little bit different. I think for track and field, we all warmed up together. We all did the same stretches. We all would run at the beginning. And so one of the things that we've changed with that is we know that each event requires different things. So we're not going to make the sprinter or the, well, sprinters as well, but the throwers run a mile for warm up. That is not going to be beneficial for them. And we probably wouldn't have very many throwers if we did that. But so we did warm up together. And then I was more of an introvert actually. And so probably by the time I got to like my senior year, I did a lot of warm-ups by myself. We weren't really as cohesive as a team. Like for us, if we've got guys doing the same event, they'll go warm up together. In cross country, I'll make sure we warm up together. I would actually warm up on my own just to kind of get myself ready to go. I liked that, but I think I would have also liked having a team where like we all had the same mindset, we were getting ready. That just wasn't our team culture back then, I guess. So I was a little bit more individualistic in that sense. And I'm glad now I've tried to incorporate, hey, we're a team, we all want to do well. And so they're warming up together because they're going to go out and help each other when they go run. Whereas we were just kind of a bunch of people running together when I was there. So yeah, that would be a difference that I would say.
So while we're on the topic of high school, you were a student here back in 2008. Mm-hmm. With that being said, what made you want to come back to Greenfield-Central as both a coach and a teacher?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. When I graduated, I was like, well, I love running. I'd like to help with that, be a coach. And I liked helping people. So I was like, well, teaching would allow me to coach pretty easily. And I grew up here. My grandpa was actually a teacher here. My grandma taught at Eden Elementary. So they had been here. And so I helped every summer with cross country. And my freshman year of college, actually the first time I helped, I had to come back and evaluate a teacher. So for a month, so the whole month of May, I was with Mr. English. He was our calculus teacher. And so I just observed him. I would help students. And then I was here, so I came to track practice. And one of my coaches called me Coach Smith when I came back. He's like, I see you as a coach. And so I just kind of came back and helped. It was just kind of like I never went away, I guess, because every summer I was here helping, and this is where I wanted to be. But when I was looking for a job, I actually didn't get hired till about a week before school started. I'd gotten a part-time job in Knightstown. I was like, man, I'd really like to be at Greenfield, but I got to pay my bills. So I'm going to go to Knightstown. But fortunately, I got a call about a week before school started and decided this was full-time and it's where I wanted to be. So I came back here and just started volunteering. I wasn't the coach right away, so I volunteered a couple years for cross country, and then the coach had to step down, so I took over. And for track and field, I was a volunteer, I don't know how many years, a couple years. Then I was an assistant for a few years, and the head coach had to step down at one point. And so Mr. Manning came to me and was like, can you take over? Because it was like the middle of the season. Yeah. It was after COVID stuff, and I've just been the coach ever since.
Your time to shine.
Yeah, I guess.
So since becoming head coach here, you've helped these athletes break 12 of the 16 records here at JC.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you and to get to see the new generation of athletes exceed and break records with the help of yourself?
Yeah, I'm just very blessed. Like the Lord has definitely given me athletes who are not only talented, but want to work hard. And then, like I said, it's not me. Like I have a lot of really good assistant coaches. Like of those 16 events, I probably coach 4 of them. So I have not been the one that's done that. We've had athletes that have been amazing. They've done a really good job. They've worked hard. They've, again, stayed consistent. They've believed in what we were doing. And then the assistant coaches have done an amazing job getting them there. So I'm just really excited for them, as they improve. One of the reasons I wanted to be a coach is because I didn't feel like I was able to reach my potential. We had a lot of coaching turnover, and cross country. I liked my cross country coach, but his first year was my first year. And so he didn't know a lot about cross country. So I've learned a ton since then. And I realized like, wow, I could have been a much better runner. And so I want to see them be as good as they can be. And so that's one of the things that is important to me. I also want to see them be as good of people as they can be, like build the character. So I focus on that a lot. And I think through developing that for them, they're seeing success on the track and then success later on in life. So I just want to see everybody that I have be successful. And I think that we've definitely been blessed. The Lord has allowed us to be successful in that manner.
So, with last year's success of having multiple regional qualifiers and even 2 state qualifiers in Vaughn Quigley and Bradley Strevler, how do you plan to build off the success of last year's performances, especially with Vaughn returning this year?
Yeah, so Vaughn's doing great. I mean, to make it in the disc as a freshman, that's pretty amazing. The throws events, usually if you look at the results, it's like senior, senior, junior, senior, senior, junior. You know, you don't usually see freshman and sophomore. And he's already thrown, I think, an 11-foot PR. He's at 171.1, and the school record's 173. Obviously, as a freshman, it's like, man, I hope we make it. Like, to see if you get there, but no year is guaranteed. Like, he's throwing 171 now, but you still have to go and throw what you need to on that day. So obviously we don't want to say, hey, he's going to make it. You never know. He's got a really good chance to make it. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance to make it, but we just want them to do their best on those specific days. And we want to put yourself throughout the season in a position to do your best at the end. So we want to see him make it. And I think the winner from Avon last year, he's back, but I think he threw like 191 in the disc. Vaughn had one, it was a scratch, but it was, I think, 178.
Wow.
And so he's getting like close to that. So we just want to see, like, hey, let's get there, and then let's be as competitive as possible. We've got Everett Bishop actually just Thursday broke the school record in the 200. He had a hamstring issue that we're hoping is going to take not very long to heal, but you know, he put in a lot of time over the winter. Garrett Jack's been running really well as well. They came a lot over the winter. So our big thing is, like, some of these early meets, we don't really care, like, if we win or don't win. Like, we had New Pal and Shelbyville on Thursday. We had Pendleton on Saturday. I think we won the New Pal Shelbyville, but if we had lost, it's not a big deal. Pendleton, it was our third meet in like 5 days. So we were just kind of putting people here and there, not trying to overextend anybody. So for these early ones, we're just trying to see, like, let's get the experience, let's do this. And so for the guys later on in the season, like, who've put in that consistency, they've put in the hard work, like, now you're put yourself in a place where you can be successful. So obviously I'd like them, you know, like, to do as well as possible. You know, school records are great, like, winning's great, but we just want to be realistic. And it's like, hey, I've done a good job of putting myself here, and now I've practiced being competitive. And now once we get to the big meets, it's like, we're ready to go and we're going to do our best. So that's kind of the big thing there is, like, yes, making state, winning, those things are all great, but we can't always control those because we can't control other people. But if we can focus on doing our best all the time, we're going to be where we want to be at the end of the season.
So, with the talk of returning athletes, I want to move more onto new athletes.
Yeah.
Whether that's transfers or incoming freshmen, what coaching strategies do you adapt to when it comes to coaching a kid that you've maybe never even talked to before?
Yeah, that's definitely tough sometimes, and especially if you have a more upperclassmen dominant group that they've been here, they know the expectations, they know how you do things. Sometimes you forget that, oh, this person doesn't know how we do things. And so you have to, sometimes I just wish, like, if I get an athlete, like, they're a senior, they've been with the program, they know what we're doing, it's like, I wish I could just keep you, and then we could just, like, keep going. But it's always great getting new athletes. Like, you have to start over again. It's like, oh yeah, I got to start from square one with this athlete. And they're where these people were like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, however often there. And so I think one of the things that really helps is the other athletes. And so those athletes that we've, you know, they know that they're accountable for. They know, like, the standard that we hold them to. And so having them make sure that they explain things to other people as well. Because I'm one coach, we have 5 other coaches. We can be in 6 places at once, but we have all of our athletes that are in many more places than we are. And so if we can train the athletes when they start, like, hey, this is what we do on the team. And then not only are we going to tell you that, but you are going to tell people that. If you see somebody doing something, like we talked about the first day, we don't allow swearing on the team. If you swear, it's 50 push-ups. And so I said, honestly, I shouldn't have to be the one who tells you that. Like, if somebody else on the team hears you say something, like, they should be like, hey, this isn't what we do on this team. And so then here's the consequence, here's the expectation, here's what you're going to do. And so the first several days of practice, we had some people, and I didn't have to say anything. They just was like 50 push-ups. I think it was just fun for them to be like, oh, you got push-ups. But at the same time, like, we want to train people to be able to train people. So we want them to be good, but we also want them to help the other athletes on the team. So it's just an extension of us, and it's more efficient. Like, I don't have to be everywhere doing everything. We have the athletes, and people are going to take it better from the athletes than from me. It's like, oh, well, that's what Coach Smith wants. But if like, this is like, no, this is what we do as a team, then they're like, okay, well, this is what we do as a team. So, and if there's an issue, then I can take care of that. But I think it comes a lot better from athletes. I've heard that bad teams, nobody leads. Good teams are coach led, and then great teams are player led. So if we can get all of our athletes to be on board and then lead the younger guys, that's when I think we will see a lot of growth.
Yeah, we have that exact saying right when you walk into the football locker room there.
Yeah, exactly.
So being part of the team really shows. So with seasons being quite long and even still working in the off season, what do you do to keep yourself motivated and also your athletes?
Oh, that's a really good question. You showed me the questions before, and I was kind of hoping you didn't get to that one, but because I don't have a great answer, I struggle with being motivated and dedicated all the time. I think for me, like, I know there's people counting on me to be here and to do a good job. And so I have that. But also for me, even when I do struggle, like this season, I'll be honest, has been kind of a struggle for me to want to be here. We had kind of a rough off season. We had some guys, especially for distance, not showing up. We had a lot of sprinters who showed up, so that was really good. I think for them, like we talk about so much, and again, like I've said it like multiple times, but being consistent, like if you work hard, you're not going to see like an explosion, but over time, by the time you get to a senior, if you've decided from your freshman year, like I'm not gonna, I can't control where I ultimately get, but I can control each and every day. You're gonna be surprised and excited about where you get. But for me personally, I just try to honor the Lord with what I'm doing. I know that ultimately I'm serving Him with everything that I do. And so, like, there's days where I'm like, Lord, I do not want to be here right now. Please give me the right attitude to be here because I don't have it. And so, that's been definitely a challenge. I'll be honest, I've thought about like, is it time for me to step down? Like, I want to be consistent, I want to be here, but it's a lot of work for me to be here, to be motivated, because I am going pretty much year round. We've got cross country in the fall, then we're training in the winter, then we're training in the spring with track and field, then we're training in the summer. And so it's just a lot. And so I've been praying multiple days, Lord, what do you want me to do? Like, if you want me to be here, this is where I am. If you want me to go somewhere else, then you need to show me and you need to tell me it's time to leave. So ultimately, I just want to honor Him. And so when I honor Him, I will do a good job of honoring all the athletes that I have. If He wants me to be here, then by doing my best, I'll be doing my best for them, which will then in turn help them be the best that they can be. If I don't need to be here and it's somebody else that needs to be here, then that's what's going to be best for the kids. That's what's going to be best for me. I want to make the right decision with that. So I want to be here for as long as I can, as long as I feel like I should. If there's a time where it's like, I don't think I should be here anymore, somebody else can do a better job, I want what's best for the athletes. And so that's the decision that I'll make. But I think just for me, that's kind of how I handle it. And for them, I think just as they're consistent, like, I think the good thing that we've had, like seeing the success, we can say, look what happens when you show up and when you do this. Yes, some of these guys are really talented, but they didn't get there on talent alone. They worked hard to get to where they were. And so I think having those guys, as I can use them as an example for the younger guys, I think that helps. And sometimes we have the opposite examples. It's like, hey, this guy was really talented, but he didn't work. And so which guy would you rather be? Would you rather be this guy that's here, or would you rather be this guy that's here? Like I was talking to one of our athletes that got in trouble for something, and I said, hey, when you leave, I get to tell the story about you. What story do you want me to tell? Do you want me to say, hey, you did a really great job and everybody sees you because you're really talented and I can say this about you? Or do you want me to say, well, he was talented, but that's all that we have? So I think that's something that with the success that we've been blessed to see, we can use that as good motivation for the athletes.
Yeah, and I think that's a really great message.
Yeah.
But that's all the time I have here for you today. Thank you for coming and sitting down with us.
Yeah. I
And thank
appreciate you
you.
having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for watching.